The United States military is the finest fighting force in the world. Many other countries have advanced technology and tactics, but the United States has the military edge because of the one weapon system that has never let us down: our men and women in uniform. Many say our country's veterans will always voice the gritty truth about whether or not future generations will enlist based on how they are taken care of. So far, no nation has taken better care of their veterans than the United States. But today we are receiving mixed messages from our defense leaders. They say they want to keep faith with the troops, but also say personnel costs are spiraling out of control and the troops must accept lower pay and higher costs for health care. So what is the ground truth when it comes to personnel costs?
Hi, I'm Norb Ryan, President of the Military Officers Association of America, MOAA, an organization dedicated to protecting military personnel and their families, and I want to set the record straight today. I'm a retired Navy officer and have had the honor of serving in many leadership positions at the Pentagon, including Chief of Naval Personnel. I experienced several force reductions and budget cuts while serving, and I'm very concerned about what the Pentagon is saying about current military personnel. I want to talk to you about the reality of military personnel and healthcare costs. If you are an active duty retired or military family member, you're hearing from many in leadership positions that you are too expensive, that the Pentagon can't afford to give you pay raises, and that you have to pay more for your earned benefits. All this in order to pay for weapon systems modernization and readiness. But let me assure you, that is not an either-or situation, and let me tell you that regardless of what you hear, you are not the problem. The cost of providing the benefits you earned in your military career is simply not spiraling out of control. Military pay and healthcare costs are not eating up more and more of the Pentagon's budget. They are roughly 1/3 of the budget, the same as they have been for the past 30 years. Let me repeat that. The level of military personnel costs in the DoD budget has remained constant over the past 3 decades. The statements you hear that military personnel costs are consuming 50% of the Pentagon's budget are exaggerated, insincere, and simply wrong. So personnel costs are 1/3 of the DoD budget. This percentage is not at all out of line for organizations like the military. Well-managed, fleet-heavy corporations such as FedEx spend an equal or larger share. As for healthcare, the Pentagon's own documents prove military healthcare costs are not eating us alive, as some have said. You may be surprised that DoD has used the healthcare account as a cash cow, reprogramming roughly $2.8 billion of surplus monies during fiscal years 2010 to 12 timeframe. Why was there an excess? Remarkably, while seeking reprogramming, the Pentagon acknowledged retiree healthcare costs actually went down 2.5%. So what is the problem with healthcare, and where can savings be found? First, Pentagon leaders should be held accountable for the real source of excess costs, which are associated with failing to fix and consolidate redundant, counterproductive healthcare systems. There is no single authority over 3 separate military systems who, along with multiple contractors, compete for budget share in self-defeating ways. Military treatment facilities are 25% less costly, but are underutilized by some 27%. A variety of studies and reports since 1947 have shown that consolidation of medical budget oversight and execution would save billions. Second, we are using last-century contract systems that simply undermine the capacity for employing best business practices. Finally, the Pentagon's accounting and record systems don't work as the General Accounting Office has repeatedly found. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. The recent revelation of a never-used abandoned $34 million headquarters in Afghanistan, the raft of reports over the past 10 years finding DoD unable to pass the test of an independent financial audit because of pervasive weaknesses in financial management systems, and repeated cost overruns on major weapon systems throughout the years are just a few more examples of mismanagement. The burden of fixing the DoD budget does not belong on the backs of those who are serving or who have already served. That's right. You are not the problem. The problem is how the Pentagon manages itself.
Powerful forces in Washington have declared you to be the problem. They're trying to degrade military retirement and other benefits. If you are not a member, there has never been a more important time to join the Military Officers Association of America, MOAA. Go to MOAA.org to learn how easy it is to join the most powerful and successful organization advocating for you and your family. If you are a member, please visit our site to learn more about what you can do.